Welcome to VMS Music Lessons for Bass Guitar. Having gone over Technique 102 and Rhythm 101, you should be familiar with a few things by now. They would be 1. Your open strings, E, A, D, G. 2. The significance of your 12th fret. And 3. Your ability to understand and play a basic rhythm. In this lesson, we're going to be putting all that together to create some interesting and complex arrangements. Before we can move forward, you have to understand what a measure is. It's a pretty simple concept. It just means a group of beats, typically 4 beats. So if I play something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will have played on E for 2 measures or 2 groups of 4 beats. Now I could have said play E for 8 beats, but it's important to think of music in terms of measures because counting in measures is a vital step to honing your rhythmical instincts. So as time moves forward, try to always be aware and count in measures. A measure can be any number of beats, 3, 5, 6, but it typically means 4, and that's how it will be for us unless I say otherwise. So if I were to give you another example on A for 4 measures, it might go something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4 counts of 4 on A. Now, as you probably noticed, I did different things during each of those measures, and I did that on purpose. I did that to illustrate that a measure doesn't tell you what to do with the time you're given, it just tells you how much time you're given. So there's obviously different things you could do with any given number of beats. So now let's take a look at some rhythms that you could do. Musical notes like this tell you all you need to know what to play. However, that goes way beyond the scope of this lesson, so we're going to continue using the counting method that we've so far used. So again, you've seen this rhythm before. If you were to hit on 1, 3, and 4, again, it should sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's also the use of the 12th fret that we want to start to put in here. So I'm going to add something here. Any notes or numbers, beats that you see written in red are to be played on the 12th fret. So now as you see these same numbers, 1, 3, and 4, the 4 is written in red. So that particular beat you want to play on your 12th fret. So it should sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this particular rhythm, this combination of the 1st, 3rd, and 4th beats, and hitting the 12th fret on the 4th beat will be referred to as rhythm number 1. As with any rhythm you can play, it can be played upon any note, but just remember that this particular group is referred to as rhythm number 1. So let's now take a look at different notes you could use this rhythm on and for how many measures you're going to stay on that note using this rhythm. In Technique 102, I had you play the E note for 4 beats, followed by the A note for 4 beats over and over again. That's a simple example of what we call a progression. Anytime you change from one note after a certain amount of time to another note for a certain amount of time, you're doing a progression. Now, most progressions aren't going to be 2 chord changes like that. In fact, the progression we're going to try now involves 3 changes. Specifically, this progression is going to involve you playing A for 2 measures, followed by D for 1 measure, and then E for 1 measure. So we're going to try it, and we're going to do it 2 times in a row. Make sure you keep it simple, use only open strings, and hit a simple rhythm, hitting on 1, 2, 3, and 4. If at any point you get lost or confused, just rewind and try it again. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. This progression we will refer to as progression 1. We're now going to try progression number 1 with rhythm number 1. If I were to overlay them in an illustration, it would look like this. So let's try it. We're going to play it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. here's a different progression for you to learn. This one starts on D, followed by A, followed by D again, and then on G. We'll call this progression number 2. In addition, we'll give you another rhythm. This one will have you hit on 1, 2, and 4, with the 12th fret being hit on the second beat. We'll refer to this as rhythm number 2. Pause your video for a little bit and get comfortable with these, and then we'll try them together. I'm going to be playing chords while you play, so just make sure that you do your part. We're going to play it 4 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. With only 2 progressions and 2 rhythms, you still have a lot of combinations at your disposal. You could, of course, try progression number 1 with rhythm number 2, or progression number 2 with rhythm number 1. But there's also some more interesting combinations. For example, suppose we were to try progression number 2 using rhythm number 1 on the D notes, but to use rhythm number 2 on the A and G notes. So for example, it could go something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beyond the examples covered in this lesson, there are plenty more things that you can come up with on your own. So experiment a little bit and come up with some different progressions, some different rhythms, and combine them however you will. Even though there's only a few notes you have and some simple rhythms here, still the possible combinations are many. So as you go through, have some fun reviewing what we've covered in the lesson and going over your own examples. Just make sure that you're always tapping your foot while you play and that you're using proper technique.